Hello, welcome to episode 63 of FPL Apprentice. Still the only podcasting series that delves into the mind of Mr. Matthew Corbridge, 6-time top 10k finisher, 5 times top 5k finisher, and former world number 1 on the official at FPL2's ranking list. Matthew, how the devil are you, sir?
Yeah, very good, mate. Very good. Felt like yesterday we were speaking. Was it yesterday?
Well, yeah, 2 days ago.
Before.
Not far off. But we've got obviously a live watch along, couple of games that we've both got. But the first question for you, what are you drinking?
Oh, what am I drinking?
What are you drinking?
Little Desperados. Which do you remember the last time you and I had a Desperado together? Do you remember what bar that was in?
Was it in London?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the bar. I know the exact bar. I think we only had one, didn't we? One in there and left, if I'm not mistaken. I'm seeing myself on I don't know what this is, Supreme Cider Devonshire Red, little cider. It was Guinness
nice.
last time. I'll go with cider today. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, live watch along. This will bring the slides up. Because these are the games. These are the games that are currently happening. Everton versus Villa, Leicester versus Palace, Newcastle versus Wolves. As of us signing on to this, so we are currently at 1 minute past 8, so 31 minutes into all 3 games, 0-0. If I'm not mistaken, has anything happened in the last 30 seconds?
No, I haven't seen anything. But I was going to ask, are you watching them? Have you got your eye, looking at the side of the screen, like keeping an eye on the scores, or
I do have my phone. I do have my phone, and I do have TNT. So I might put, just because I've got Isaac as captain, I might put that one on. Keep me eye on it, but I'm hoping the chat will keep us posted.
I think for me, I'm just gonna ignore it because I don't think I can really get much from it. I've got rid of Rodgers, who's highly owned. Don't really have anyone else from Aston Villa. Eze's highly owned. Henderson's highly owned. Hall, Isaac, captain, Gordon. They can all hurt. Noy, they can all hurt me really. So the only differential I've got in play at the moment is Sarr. You got Sarr as well, right? So I think
I've got Sarr.
I think that's something we can celebrate together.
Indeed, and obviously a clean sheet for Arsenal. That'd be great for us both. But this is who we've got in play. Sorry that it's different sizes. I couldn't format it correctly. I think you've got more than you think. Sarr's playing, Bruno's tomorrow, Saliba's playing, and then Pedro's tomorrow. So I think you've got two. You've got 2 differentials playing at the minute, Saliba and Sarr.
Yeah,
So
I
Saliba goal from the corner.
The double Arsenal defense because it's quite highly owned amongst like serious players, right? So it still would make a big difference. I mean, the nightmare scenario for me is Solanke scoring for them after I got rid of him. I mean, do you go back to the fixtures? Like any, let's go back to the fixtures. Any interesting observations that you had around lineups and players?
Couple. Can you back in the squad? Hello, FOMO, by the way. Nice to see you in the chat, mate. Wolves benching Cunha, despite the fact him being their best player. Yeah. That's a good thing for me because I sold him. So quite happy to see that. Sterling getting the start ahead of Martinelli. Again, good news for me because you've got him in Matt versus Dave. So that's a little victory for me, unless he does something off the bench. And it'd be quite interesting to see how Everton get on. First game under David Moyes, new manager. See what he can do. New manager bounce. See what happens there. But anything in particular stand out for you?
Yeah, similar observations for me. Sarr playing again for Palace kind of suggests that hey, there was doubt right when he first started getting starts, but yeah, that's the front 3 right. Eze, Mateta, who again seems to just start every game now, and Sarr, and then kind of Everton's lineup is interesting. The most interesting part of it is Calvert-Lewin coming right back in, who a lot of people have had a lot of pain with him, but with a double game week coming around in the not too distant future, he could be tempting us all. Again, I've certainly got my eye on him, so we shall see. I mean, a lively game would be good. I'm hoping he stays quiet because I could really do that at his price, just kind of going up. We'll talk about our moves, but I made a really stupid move like this game week, and it's really boxed myself into a corner in terms of options. All my flexibility is gone, and like to get anything remotely half decent, I've only got like 0.2 mil of kind of like price that I can play with, so that any price rises are gonna hurt me. So yeah, Calvert-Lewin looking lively but not doing anything is my wish.
Okay, just so then nobody else buys them. FOMO, if you're keeping your eye on the scores, mate, feel free to drop things in as and when they happen. But yeah, but I mean, player-wise, well, I think we're both currently on a red, which we'll come on to. I'm on quite a large red, thanks to the games that happened yesterday. But it's got to be, mate. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. 16 points behind safety, I am. But if Isaac scores, I feel like FOMO's taking the piss. You're winding me up for FOMO. I know. I reckon. I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
I'll let you
he
check whilst
scored.
I
He
chat
scored.
away.
He scored. Let's hope it's not a Hall assist.
Hey, come on! I'll never doubt you again. Yeah, exactly. I'll never doubt you again, FOMO. I apologise. But as much as I'm 16 off, I've got one player that can really hurt me, and that's Hall. So yeah, I agree. Let's make sure he doesn't get the assist. I've then got Gabriel playing as well, but he's very highly owned, so he doesn't really make any difference. But out of the 7 players I've got left to play, 6 of them are classed as differentials and make a big impact on my rank. So Isaac, because I've got him as captain, I gain big moves with him doing well. Hopefully he gets more than 1 goal. The lap I've bought in plays tomorrow. Sarr playing today. Saliba, and then Bruno and Pedro both play tomorrow. So as much as I'm 16 behind the curve, mate, where I'm currently ranked, I'm feeling slightly optimistic. So in terms of today, Gabriel playing standard, but the ones to watch for me, the differentials, Sarr, Isaac, and Saliba. If I worked out right for you, Isaac and Gabriel both playing, but don't really make too much of a difference.
I think obviously with
Sarr and
effective
Saliba, though.
ownership, for some people like who haven't captained Isaac, you don't want him to do anything. But I think I gain a tiny bit because I'm like quite far down. Yeah, I mean, like midweek, but like we both got potential to get a green out, which is cool. I mean, should we go on to the squads and less so talk about like the squads, but the moves we make? I think it is probably a bit more interesting.
Absolutely.
Do you want to kick it off? I mean, obviously dreadful week so far, but Isaac has scored now.
I can.
But, like,
should know the other. I know, I kind of noted it already, but yeah, with I'll start, but I started terribly. As I say, 16 points off my safety score, but 7 of the 7 players left, 6 are differentials. In terms of actually what I did, as much as it hasn't started off very well, the transfers were Semenyo out.
Yep.
That killed me because that was a 12-point swing. But I'm not, it was one of them that made sense, right? His next 4 fixtures were terrible, and the person I've bought in is Bruno Fernandes. So I'll see what Bruno does to compete.
On Semenyo,
to get
mate,
12 points a match.
would you have benched him this week, or would you have started?
I'd have played him just because I believe Everton will probably beat Villa, new manager bounce. So I'd have benched Rodgers and played Semenyo. But to be able to afford it, I had to do 2 transfers. So I sold Cunha, who's obviously been benched. Long may that continue and he stays on the bench or something. And then Delat is the player I bought in to make up the money. But yeah, the starting team, 15 points so far, 7 players to go, as well as my captain Isaac. That's going to have gone up because of Isaac's goal. Hartley feel a little bit disappointed. So Salah, expected goal involvement of 0.81. It's probably a good thing for me that he didn't do anything because his expected ownership in my position was over 100%. So that kind of worked.
I think it would have been about 160%. So him blanking for non-captain is massive. I mean, that was like the first blank since game week 10 or something, right?
Yeah, as a Liverpool fan, it was a killer. As an FPL player, fantastic news.
I thought it was inevitable. I thought, like, hey, come 80 minutes plus, and then the 7 or 8 minutes of added time, I was like, it's inevitable. And like, he had chances as well. There's some great saves by Sells, right? There's some good defending.
Block one on the line. I think he had one. Aina blocked one on the line from him. Trent, 2 points conceded from expected goals conceded of 0.39. That was a bit of a killer.
I think on that it's kind of quite interesting. Liverpool's defect, like a few people said since Alisson's come back, right? That I think he's had 15 shots on target, and then he's conceded 9 goals from it. However, that being said, Liverpool's defense have been really good in terms of not letting up chances, right? Especially since the recency bias, but Konate coming back, they look really solid, right? So I think promising for Trent and other defender owners for Liverpool like the coming weeks. Their defense has been solid, right?
Yeah. If they didn't have the double game week coming up, Matt, would you still be very much Trent's a hold, or if you didn't have him? I appreciate now that they've got the double game week, he seems probably like a buy. But if they didn't, would you still be pretty happy with him?
Yeah, I'd be happy with him. Like it's not a problem. And I think I'll talk about my moves after you've gone for your team. But like I think probably the only viable Liverpool option I have as a third player for that double is Konate. But I'm quite happy with that actually, to be honest. Like he's super cheap. It's the starter. He doesn't have really any competition with Gomez being out, and Liverpool's defense, like I was saying, has been really, really solid the last couple of game weeks. I'll probably while you chat through the rest of the team, I'll bring up those stats just to bring that to life for Liverpool.
Absolutely. I suppose the main things to bring up. So the killer for me was not having Chris Wood. I decided Cunha could wait a week, and then he scored last week, and then he scored again this week. So maybe I should have just joined the Wood train, but he got a goal from 0.25 expected goal data. It is what it is. The guy cannot stop scoring at the minute. So fair play to owners. Bit of a killer. Robinson on the bench for me. 8 points for him, thanks to 2 assists. Despite conceding 3 goals, 2 assists and a bonus. Did you see his bonuses, mate? Not his bonuses. Did you see his assists?
Oh yeah, it was essentially he passed it to Iwobi, and then Iwobi did 2 crosses that ended up going in. Yeah,
that went in. Like that is expected. I think something like his expected assist data was about 0.04 or something ridiculous. Like what? How does that happen twice in a game? So I feel like shame that he was on the bench. Fair enough, but I don't think it was a bad decision. I benched him because I thought West Ham would score. They scored 3 times from I think 3 shots, was it, or something stupid?
Yeah.
But yeah, he got the 2 assists, and that's the danger of having a side like mine, mate. Because I could play all 15 any game week, and it gives me benching headaches, which you've often tried to talk me away from, and I can see why. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Got players playing today, players playing tomorrow. As I say, mostly differentials, so I'm optimistic. The game week will turn out okay.
Nice. So yeah, my team, I won't go through player by player, but I'm on a small red, I think 50k kind of reds down to 650, down from 600. Kind of like, let's talk about decisions. I captain Palmer. I think I kind of was talking a day or two about going Salah, but I think you convinced me. Actually, it was like that was your pitch in terms of the Forest defense, and I think it was really just how solid they've been all season, but also how good they were against Liverpool earlier in the year, right, defensively. So I think you kind of like convinced me then, like so. I went Palmer, so yeah, that's a great return, right? If you're going betting against the 160% affected ownership option in Salah, like yeah, for him to blank that was massive. Palmer could have got more as well, actually. Like Chelsea were good, and Jackson was doing Jackson things, right? So he was like hitting the post. I think from Palmer assists, he was like just being pretty wasteful. So yeah, it was a good performance by Palmer. So yeah, I'll take that 10 points all day. Yeah, it's looking like Isak's on track for like a decent performance though for you as the captain option for you. He normally does dominate bonus, doesn't he, as well? So I think well, if it stays as is, right, 9 points tracking for it. So I think that's pretty.
So does Palmer, by the way. So when you get an assist, winning the penalty, he gets a goal. Palmer gets 1 goal, but Palmer gets the 3 bonus. He absolutely gobbles up the bonus points.
He always does, but it's because it's got a chance creation, right? It's the same as like Bruno Fernandes. And like that game, he was creating a lot of chances for primarily Jackson. He was just like doing nothing with it. So that was a decision that made, and yeah, fair play. Like I kind of was convinced by your argument of
the apprentice becomes the master.
No, exactly. Well, it's been like that for 2 years now, almost, right, with your ranks versus mine. Other thing that I did, other players like Mbuma, I think was somewhat unfortunate, right? In the I thought he was fine going into the game. He'd be fine against City, given how bad they've been defensively. And I think Brentford were expected to have like 2.5 almost 3 goals in terms of underlying stats. Obviously scored twice. And Boomer had a chance cleared off the line just by Ake, right? So he could have got returns on another day. But yeah, the move I made. So I think ahead of the double game week being announced, I was going to say I want Fernandez. And I want probably bring in Stewart, who's an injured long-term injury at Southampton. He's a 4.4 striker, so the cheapest striker in the game. I think I was like planning to do that before the double game week was announced. I still had an option, I think, like 2 days ago, right? But then I think the sensible option was to just kind of roll. I had three transfers. I would have gone into next week with 4. Like I would have like almost infinite flexibility. I think you influenced me again, actually, because I saw you text me that you brought in Bruno, and obviously I'm a big fan of him, and I was a bit jealous of that. I had a bit of FOMO there, like in terms of you getting him, and I was a little bit influenced as well, actually, because like as you know, and probably like a lot of people were listening, I kind of do some stuff with Fantasy Football Fix. Big shout out to them, the Elite 11, where I can share some of my thoughts and team reveals and stuff like that. I saw a few people on that who are also on that Elite 11 who like I kind of rate them quite a lot and better players than me right now. And they brought in Fernandez. I was like, my gut says he's great. I'm gonna bring him in. But we'll see what he does. But like what I got rid of there is I got rid of Solanke and Rogers, 2 perfectly fine starters. Also, a lot of flexibility going into the double game week with like Solanke is a bit of a cash cow that I could sacrifice. I've now got a non-playing Stewart. Right, João Pedro might not even play this game week, and then I kind of I don't have major flexibility moving forward. I think like I was blinded by just the appeal of Fernandez against Southampton. Let's see what happens there. But also, I had in my head that Gakpo at the moment is the 3rd best Liverpool option in my opinion, right? And I was thinking, I don't really want him in because Solanke, who would be the person I'd sacrifice for Gakpo theoretically, he had Leicester at home, game week 23. And I think if you want a Liverpool player, you want to bring them in game week 23, right? Because they've got Ipswich home, right? So I was like, I'd probably hold on to Solanke anyway. And he has decent fixtures in the round. So that kind of thought I had in my mind, but yeah, it's just kind of boxed me into a bit of a corner where now I'm going to be shopping for all the budget options from Everton and Liverpool. But we'll see what happens.
How does that work? Why is it forcing down that route out of interest? Can you not get money out of a defender, or
the reason it's there's players that you just want to keep because like obviously a double game week is just like one game week in isolation, right? So Fernandez, Palmer, Salah, Mbeumo, I'd want to keep them as like long-term holds, right? So realistic in midfield, same as Isak and João Pedro, they're long-term holds, right? So realistically, Sarr is a player I could sacrifice and probably actively want to get rid of by game week 24. Saliba's probably a player that I can use as a cash cow to get rid of. And then you're working around the edges. So I'm not able to free up too much money, right? Unless I was to get rid of one of my good players. So yeah, looking ahead, it feels like I can't really get to a Diaz, a Jota, or a Gakpo realistically. So I'm probably going to have to go for Robertson or more realistically, or Allison, but probably more realistically Canate, who would be well down on the list, right, of Liverpool assets going into that week, right? Someone who's got Diaz and Gakpo would be looking a lot happier. And then similarly with some of the Everton options, it's kind of really playing around with not great players. I think I'll have to go with Decore, or if he's fit again, McNeil. I was walking the dog. I was walking around the park, and you texted me, and then I was like looking at my phone a little bit. I was like, yeah, I want to do it. I think I did it 2 minutes before the deadline. So yeah, just made that rash move. But we'll see. Like if Fernandez gets like goal and assist tomorrow night, then it's all good.
So actually, you just need Solanke. Who would you have played? I'm assuming would you have benched? Sorry, I'm assuming you'd have played Solanke if you didn't make any transfers.
No, I'd have benched Solanke, and which was a reason to get rid of him. I would have started Rogers.
So you just need Rodgers to do nothing. Well, it's half time in that game and it's 0-0. So Rodgers is currently on.
Let's not tempt it.
Sorry. I mean, if it helps, he's on my bench. So I'm quite happy for him to not do anything as well. But yeah, what about your optimism? Obviously, you've got quite a couple of differentials. Only really Hall can throw a lot of damage your way.
I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Bruno. Like the Arsenal clean sheet would be massive. Like because it's been a few weeks now. Like I think they're overdue a clean sheet, right? So that would be massive. And then looking forward to Fernandez tomorrow, of course.
I've just had a lot of text through, and the only game that's still ongoing is Arsenal Spurs, and all the rest have hit half time. But it doesn't look as though anything's happened. Nothing's happened from the looks of it. Somebody's messaged Tottenham are looking like puppies out there. Make of that what you will. But chance for Spurs is the last thing that it says.
Yeah, no way.
Not goal for Spurs. But yeah, there you go. Half times, 2 0-0s or 1-0, and still 0-0 in the North London derby. I think it'd be wrong for us not to give a little mini league update because Nathan has jumped to the top, 46 points early doors after game week 1. Thank you to Palmer Captain, Chris Wood, and he still has Semenyo. So yeah, nice start of the week for you. See how the rest of it goes. That takes Nathan to just under 8k in the world. David Saunders, unfortunately not me, still in the top 10.
Yeah, looking good. Like some big scores there. What's your opinion on Wood?
I mean, I kind of want him for the Southampton game next week. I wouldn't mind having him. The guy. I mean, it's like he's like the reverse of what Nunes and Jackson were last season. He's not getting all of the best expected goal days there, but he's putting the ball in the net. But I can't help but think the guy's 32. He's never done it before. How was he all of a sudden turned into
He's been a dreadful player as well, or average at best all his career, right? And now he turns 32 and suddenly becomes a better finisher than prime Son, prime Messi, even. So it's like
mental he's switched.
And like whenever we've seen this
almost throwing in the jinx.
Yeah, do you know whenever we've seen this before, it eventually tails off and they never come back, right? So is this as like an extended hot streak? And he's playing good, and his underlying stats are good. They are really, really decent. But like the amount he's kind of overperforming is a bit mad, right? But that finish against Liverpool,
I'm kind of jealous.
Was excellent, right? But come on, Chris Wood.
I'm jealous of people that own him. I think this Southampton game he could do pretty well. FOMO is jinxing it, by the way.
Some of your moves recently have been a bit overthinking, right? You could have got Wood in as an obvious Cunha replacement, right?
Yeah. If Bruno dominates tomorrow, I couldn't have afforded Bruno if I'd have got Wood.
No,
there is that. And when Liam Delap gets a hat trick, Wood do.
No, exactly. We'll see. He will. I'm pretty sure he'll reverse to the mean sometime soon. We see it. Do you know Almiron, was it last season or the season before last, when he was on that like first half of the season, just a huge hot streak. Jesse Lingard when he was at West Ham. Obviously,
absolutely.
Woods has been kind of extended, but it's kind of pot. And you mentioned obviously like Nathan's got Semenyo in his team.
Yeah.
I think I saw some data. He's been one of the top performing midfielders like recently with underlying stats, but was just like being very unlucky. I mean, obviously you were looking at the forward fixtures, but I think he's an option. I mean, you can easily get him back in sometime in the not too distant future, right? So
absolutely, when the fixtures swing, you probably will. But yeah, I'm down. Appreciate there's still plenty of games to go, of course, but I'm down to 19th. Breaking news: Spurs have had a shot on goal. FOMO's been jinxing it. He's put Spurs after 23 minutes expected goals of 0.00. Why would you say that, FOMO? Why would you say it? But yeah, they've now had a shot on goal. But yeah, I'm down to 19th. You're currently 42nd, Matt. But I have faith. Our differentials can build our way up this league. For those that aren't in it, I appreciate you're in it already, FOMO. For anybody else that's listening that is not in the league, the code is T27ZGC, Tango 27, Zulu Golf Charlie. I think FOMO's previously won one of our leagues when we did the Euros predictor. I'm pretty sure FOMO won that.
Yeah.
Can we give you anything, FOMO? Probably not. Just a shout out, was it? If you win this league and you become a double champion, and you're not doing too badly, I think you're slightly ahead of me. We'll have to send something your way. A nice case of whatever this is, or we'll get a cup with our logo on it and send you it. How about that?
I think
Arsenal defense. Oh, there you go. That's why he's trying to cry it in.
Yeah. I think I did that good with you. Like it was not this game week. The game week before last, I had a good one.
What was that?
Oh, you had a.
Oh, the week game week.
You were clinging on to the last minute clean sheet.
Standard, man. So yeah, a bad one. But yeah, we'll.
Son has scored.
Captain option. Son has scored. Get lost. Has he really?
Yeah.
Has he really?
Yeah.
This
Arsenal defense is like one shot, takes a corner, goes to Son, big deflection of Saliba, and then goes into.
Bloody hell, Saliba!
It could get reclassified as an own goal for the sound.
Saliba. Oh, there you go. 25 minutes. Well, at least that's done early. At least that's done early and it's out the way. It was against the one to play. It takes a wicked deflection off Party, apparently, according to this.
Well, at least we got corners to look forward to now. We got corners to look forward to.
Makes me feel a whole lot better starting Saliba ahead of Robinson. Yeah. Well done, FOMO. You know what, mate? If you win the league, we're not buying you anything. Moving on to captain pick, and then again, I think there's a discussion to be had. So, according to Fantasy Football Fixers stats, Palmer is way ahead, absolutely way ahead in terms of points to get in this game week. He has got a home game against Wolves. Salah in second, away at Brentford with 7.0, and then Wood in third because of that Southampton fixture, 6.4. Interestingly, Wood is also playing the worst defence because it is Southampton. If you had him, mate, I know we haven't, and you won't get him in, and nor will I for this one game week. But if you had Chris Wood, like a lot of the game do, would you captain him?
I personally wouldn't, but I hope people do.
Yeah. A home to Southampton. It's an interesting game for
him. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of quite. I've got Salah at the moment as my placeholder captain.
Yeah,
that's a huge difference, right?
It is. Yeah. I'm currently on, I think, Palmer, but I'm going to change that.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to change it is I'm going to stick with Isaac. So Isaac at home to Bournemouth. Defense, according to the expected goal data per 90, is pretty much the same as Wolves. The reason I'm going for Isaac, are you ready for this? Last 6 games that they've both played. This was before today's game for Isaac, but he has scored today, so it's still relevant. Palmer in the last 6, 3 goals. Right? 3 returns, all goals. Expected goal involvement of 0.67 on average per 90 minutes. Isaac, last 6 games, 8 goals, 1 assist, so 9 returns in 6. Expected goal involvement per 90, 1.29, which is nearly double Palmer.
Yeah, wow.
That is insane to me. So for that reason, I'm going to Isaac.
What's Salah's?
Salah's, I don't know. I'm dodging Salah because I don't think away at Brentford's as good of a game. But I can look it up. You chat away about your captain pick and I'll look it up.
Yeah. I'm curious. I was all set on Salah because, like, in my mind, Brentford is a bad defense, but that's probably me just like being biased after being a long-term Flecking owner. I think Isaac is curious. I think I've got it like just like wedded in my head that Newcastle at home, which is kind of really, really good, right? So I think there's a shout there. So I think kind of like what you shared there and like the stats on screen warrants a bit of a discussion and like I'll do a bit more thinking on it. Actually, I was also on salad, but like you've got me curious again.
Thinking, but to be fair, mate, just wants to work out the average. Salah has 10 returns in his last 6 games, so he's got one more than Isaac. So don't let me talk you out of it fully. And in terms of his average, what did I say? Isaac's was 1.29. Salah's is 1.32.
Yeah, plus an extra point for clean sheets and goals.
So, goal.
I think it's in his favour, right?
But don't let me put you off. Don't let me put you off. I just think Brentford statistically not one of the best teams at home. So what's putting me off? They seem to get no points on the road, but get points at home. They've just drew 2-2 with City. Probably should have won the game. So yeah, I just think that might be a difficult. I mean, look, I'm being a pessimist because I'm a Liverpool fan. I just think it might be a tough game.
Yeah. What do you think Liverpool's defence would be like against Brentford away?
If they've got something about them, they'll attack the left. Although, I mean, Mbumo can get the better of anybody, right? I think it could be I think it'd be a draw, 1-1.
I'm
2-2.
tempted to rage transfer out Saliba. Just get Canate.
Yeah, and just get Canate in.
He dropped after that performance.
Yeah. FOMO, out of interest, no Arsenal defence at all. It seems it must have been working well for you of late. Yeah, what was the decision behind it? It'd be interesting to know. But yeah. So yeah, gun to your head, Matt. Who are you captaining right now?
Salah.
Go with Mo. Big Mo. I'm Isaac. I'm on Isaac, I think. And if Salah scores a hat-trick, happy days. More points for Liverpool. Hopefully.
Less of that
differential.
Talk, less of your talk, less of that talk. Like you want to be getting up to top 10k. No loyalty.
FPL over real football. This is an interesting one because I can't give you an update on where the scores are because none of these players have played. Martinelli is on the bench for Arsenal, so no points for him yet. You've got to think if they're 1-0 down, Martinelli will probably come on at some point. So yeah, no updates on that. We'll get 2 results by the next one, interestingly. But I'm currently 8-7 up, but you do get to pick first, Matt, for game week 22. So yeah, who are you playing?
I will go. I think 3 90 minutes in a row. Returns in 2 of them. Kevin De Bruyne.
KDB. Is he still under 5%?
Nobody's
jumping on KDB.
Let me double check. Let me see where he's at.
I've not looked. Feel free to tell me.
Yeah, so
feel free to say he is. I've not looked.
4.3%. Yeah, but he's
nice.
Played 90 in the last 3. He's got okay underlying stats, but yeah, he's managed to get 2 assists in that time. So yeah, I think obviously Ipswich away.
Yeah.
Prime fixture.
Yeah, good fixture. With no premium defender since game week 6. Man, that must. I mean, nobody keeps clean sheets apart from Newcastle. They got like 4 or 5 in a row, and Forest. But you can get Hall 4.5, Aina 4.5. Not anymore, but that's what they were. So that must have worked out beautifully for you, mate.
Literally, Robinson, Hall, all these guys that like actually doing really well. Obviously, Robinson was lucky this week, but like they're all performing really well. I can't remember the name of the tool, but there's an FPL tool out there. I'll share with you after we finish. I can't remember the name of it, but it shows like at a time you made your move, like what was the optimal move in terms of foresight, what was like the best predicted points for like a move, and then it also does the best move in terms of hindsight. If you went for a player
Okay.
of a same position, if you're moving out that player, who would be the best person in hindsight? I think when I went for Colwell probably like 5 game weeks ago, right, over Lewis Hall. I think
Yeah.
in hindsight, yeah, Lewis Hall, like I think in actually foresight and hindsight, Lewis Hall was the better option. But like expected points difference was probably like 1 between the two over the next like 5-6 game weeks. Lewis Hall, I think, is like if I got him in over Corwin and was playing him, I'd be 25 points up.
Rough.
Yeah. But yeah,
These things
there's
happen.
value in defenders for sure.
Yeah. Well, Hall for FOMO, Munoz, Robinson, Milenkovic, and Hutchinson. So he's and they all seem to return points. So it could be a move. Could be a move. Would you ever go away from having less than one premium defender?
Oh yeah, easily.
Like
I've
going
done it.
on.
Yeah. I've done it plenty of times before. The thing is, like Gabriel has been and Saliba, they've been unlucky, right? So it's not like they're getting peppered with shots. They're like conceding a random deflected goal, right? So I don't see a reason to get rid of like a Gabriel, for example. Like Gabriel's putting up insane attacking stats as well, right? I think his expected like goal involvement is like 0.25 per 90, right?
Yeah.
Which is mad for a central defender, right? So there's no problem, right? If you trust in defensive data, attacking data, and stuff like that, there's no reason to get rid of someone like Gabriel. But yeah, double up on Arsenal probably does feel a bit excessive at the moment, especially when some of these cheaper defenders have got attacking potential.
I'm thinking, and we'll come on to it, but they're Arsenal's next fixtures, just for me and you to look at. Villa at home, Wolves away, City at home, Leicester away, West Ham at home.
Yeah,
so do you know what the problem with that is? I see
great.
clean sheets in it. Well, I think there's some clean sheets. Yeah, personally.
I think every game, if you look at bookies odds, right, which is always before there was predicting tools and stuff like that, bookies odds would always be a good thing to wait and look at when you're doing your FPL moves, right? Because obviously these guys have got millions like at stake against it, right? Every week Arsenal probably have the best or second best clean sheet odds, and that's for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Just not happening though. Just
no,
not
it's
happening.
not happening.
But you're thinking of rage selling Saliba could be real.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going for an attacking player from like an attacking defender from a mid-table team. My alternative would be Kanate, who's like a less attacking centre back. Again, from a team who've recently just conceding from one shot. So
yeah, true. I'll tell you my plan because I'm thinking of getting rid of Saliba. Not this game week. I'm going to give it a couple, but ahead of game week 24, I need money if I play the assistant manager chip, and the money will come from Saliba down to, I think I can get away with a 4.8 million or less defender. So I'll just see who's got the best fixtures for the next couple of game weeks, bring somebody in, and it gives me the money to play the
surely
Aspen.
just go Mikalenko, right?
Yeah, if I can afford him. If I can afford him, I will. Watkins goal. There's Everton's clean sheet gone. Very nice goal. Watkins is Duran back? He is, isn't he? Has Watkins got his shirt and start back? Has he?
Cunha's on as well, so hopefully Newcastle concede. Sorry to the Hall owners.
True. Yeah. But there you go. But yeah, that's my plan. So we'll see. It might not happen. But from our discussion last week about
go for the cheapest option who you'll play in 24, which is going to be Mikalenko, right? Anything over that is just like being a bit silly.
Yeah.
Like, given you've
I'll
got
be able to afford him because he's like 4.4.
Benching Aina and Robertson are just rotating on your bench. Like they're good enough to play most weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be the sensible move, and then it allows me to get in slot for the assistant manager chip if that's the way I go. Sorry, you I feels like you picked KDB about 20 minutes ago. KDB's pick number 1.
I didn't follow up with a
For
question.
you,
Who are you picking, Dave?
Duran's on the bench. Thank you, FOMO. And have a look, FOMO, by the way. 2 picks, under 5%. You can't pick who me and Matt have picked. And I'm going to tell you my first pick. 4.1% owned, Southampton at home. He has returned in his last 6 games in a row. 3 assists, 3 goals. It's Alanga.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't realise until I started looking at his returns. He's 6 in a row he's returned.
No,
he's so cheap.
I was so again. I want to target that fixture. I was going to be super boring and go for like Nico Williams, right, and just like lock into that Forest.
Gabriel scored.
Oh, nice.
Sorry to jump in.
Nice.
Gabriel scored. I thought you might be happy to hear that, but carry on.
those corners. But yeah, I think I'll tap into Forest on my differential. I'll go Gibbs White. So started the season with him. I think he went off a little bit, playing quite deep off penalties. But yeah, recently he's been getting some returns. He's been playing in the 10 again, getting some assists, good underlying stats. So yeah, back with Gibbs White.
Gibbs White. Well, there's some interesting news for you. That could have been given as a Solanke own goal. What a sell from you. What an unbelievable sell. Solanke own goal.
The assist, I believe, for Watkins' goal is Rogers. So that's not.
Yeah, it was.
That's not helping either of us, given how highly owned it is.
And the fact that he's sat on my bench like a little shit.
would,
Palace have scored, though. Mateta.
Yeah.
I can't see any assists just yet, but I'll keep an eye on it. But I like Gibbs White. I was toying between him and Alanga because Gibbs White's had 6 returns in his last 7 as well, so he's obviously performing.
Yeah.
Just when Alanga, I don't know why, just
no,
something like Gibbs White.
I prefer him. But what's your second pick, Dave? Come on, big reveal.
The second pick, it was going to be Martinelli, but the fact that he's been benched this week puts me right off. So I'm going to move away from him. Yeah, I'm gonna target Newcastle again. They've got Bournemouth at home, but they seem to concede. But it's very difficult to get an under 5%. Murphy's now above 5%, so I can't get him anymore. So I'm going for Joel Linton again, and hope he doesn't get a red card today. I'm going to go with Joel Linton. I'm not too happy about it, if I'm honest. I found it quite a struggle to pick a second. But that's where I'll end up. Just targeting the fixture.
Nice, like it.
So KDB and Gibbs White against Alanga and Joel Linton. Who would have thought when they finished 16th or 17th last season that we'd be picking Nottingham Forest players 20 game weeks in?
Well, I think, to be fair, you were considering that, right? I think you were looking at those expected points tables and they were like really actually quite good back end of last season, which is always a good thing to do. It's like teams that are doing good, whether actually or based on underlying performance, like the back end of the previous season, they normally start pretty hot, right? Because you were on it, weren't you? They got a good fixture run, actually really good defensively. You wanted that defender, right? So you started Vayner. So
I did.
Yeah. I think some of
the
signs weren't saying that they'd be fighting for the title, but
yeah,
I think the signs were saying
I wouldn't have put them that high.
Okay.
Well, there's some good news for you. The Mateta goal was an assist by Sarr.
Oh, thank God!
So at least we've got a little attack in return from him. But yeah, I've been a big fan. Know what it was? When Leicester won the league. Obviously, you remember when Leicester won the league. Who doesn't remember when Leicester won the league? But the season before, in the last 6 months of the season before, I think it was from January onwards. If you'd started the league in the January, they'd have finished second.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable back end to the season.
I think it's always a good shout. I think a few people this year saw like the false gold with Palace, because Palace finished last season they did really well, and I was expecting them to just bounce on and be like top 6. Obviously, they lost their best player, didn't they? And at least saying it seems to just now when they brought in Saar that they're getting a bit better. But I think generally speaking, like if a team, particularly like a mid-ranking lower team, is doing well back in the season, normally it translates to the following one, right? If they're not losing players,
absolutely.
But you called it with Nottingham Forest, so like I think you can take
pride in it. Take some pride.
What's the phrase that people use? That cheesy one, early adopter. You were the early adopter.
Trendsetter. Trendsetter. Look back through my team. I've had them since game week 1. 2-1 Arsenal. That was a quick swing round. Trossard with the goal. I'm assuming neither Saliba or Gabriel would have got the assist if Trossard scoring. But yeah, good play from Trossard. Odegaard getting the assist. Thank you, FOMO, for keeping us up to date. Game week 22, Matt. Not far away. Kicks off on Saturday. 2 transfers for you. What are you planning?
Nothing really. So again, I made that luxury move of using 2 free transfers whilst there was a double game week just on the near-term horizon. So I'll probably do nothing, right? So I'll play Fabianski over Flecken, right? Palace at home, I think it's a better fixture than Liverpool at home. Saliba, I could consider moving him to Canate just to get that move done. However, I think Arsenal probably have a better chance for clean sheet, I think, home to Villa versus Brentford away for Liverpool. So I'll keep Saliba, Gabriel, Trent as a back 3. Obviously very expensive and none of those great games are great, but it's fine. The midfield is looking good, I think. Like so, Fernandes home to Brighton, and Boomer home to Liverpool. I'd be surprised if you get something there. Saar, West Ham, Salah captain, away for Brentford, Palmer home at Wolves. I think I'm happy with that. Isaac obviously happy, and then João Pedro. We'll assume he's fit. He starts tomorrow. If he's injured, then it looks like a problem. But it sounds like he's not injured. It sounds like he's been training, and it's like a decision if he plays today. But like on the weekend, it should be fine. I think even you picked the captain of the week then.
Come on, up the Isaac. Let's go.
Oh God,
that's what we're talking about. You've got him though. You've got him, and I think in your rankings, 97% owned, if I'm not mistaken. So you're making a marginal gain with him.
I'd hoped I was going to catch you up, but
played Isaac. Isaac sorted me out.
Well, he has.
Wait until Delap gets a hat trick, mate. Let's see how you feel then.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, João Pedro, if he's out, Colwill is perfectly fine against. I know Chelsea have been conceding lots of goals, but like Colwill's perfectly fine. So yeah, I'll be rolling it, and then I'll have 3 transfers a game, 23. Where I'll look to bring in a Liverpool player. I think if you bring in a Liverpool player, you've kind of got to do it for
the Ipswich game.
23 against Ipswich at home, right?
Absolutely, and I think
for me, for my structure, it'll probably be Saliba to
Canate. I think that's a very sensible play because with Jota scoring yesterday, it's an interesting one for the attack. He came on, got a goal with his first touch of the game. Does he now get some starts? Because Diaz was poor. Gakpo wasn't exactly great, so it'll be interesting to see what Slot does over the next couple of games for that attack.
Yeah, good thing for Canate as well is like there's been very good underlying data defensively, and also the games are spread out. Game week 23 to then game week 24, and then the 2 games in game week 24 have like 11 days between them. So I think the one issue with Canate, I think, is like, can he play multiple games within a single week? That's not a problem. So I'll probably just go Canate in for Saliba game week 23. I know it's not particularly exciting, but frees up some cash where I can play around and do some other stuff.
Makes sense. And then I always noticed as well. Question to ask you. I know you've got Colwill a home to Wolves there on your bench. Is there? I get the feeling you never ever want to play Colwill. Is there a reason?
I've got better defenders, right?
Yeah, they
Like
are. They 100% are.
we're talking about that Hall versus Cole decision. Like, if I went to Hall, I probably wouldn't have brought in a second Arsenal defender, right? So it would put me on a different trajectory completely. But yeah, Colwill, Chelsea aren't doing very well defensively at the moment. Colwill offers no attacking threat, right? So Trent, Gabriel, to a lesser extent, Saliba, they've got attacking threat. Like, Saliba's been decent this season, to be fair, from corners, and they play for defensively sound teams. So yeah, I don't see the reason why. And like his returns have just been like ones and zeros. So
yeah, and they know what the worst thing about it is. He's been on probably 6 pointers up until about the 82nd minute, pretty much every game. And
well,
then
you saw it when you
decided
had Sanchez for a short period as goalkeeper, right?
still got him. Still got him.
Have
Brings me
you?
nicely on to my team, mate. Still got him. And he's at home to Wolves. Fabianski at home to Crystal Palace. I've decided probably to start Sanchez. What do you think about that?
Yeah, easy start. Yeah, easy start there.
Yeah. Okay, good. But yeah, 2 free transfers for me. 0.1 million in the bank. Not completely set on this. I'll probably change the armband to Isaac for all the reasons I spoke about before on the captaincy slide, rather than Palmer. But backline, I've decided to bench my second Arsenal defender because I just don't trust them. I think
You got yourself in a right difficult position for your defenders.
Honestly, the back line is ridiculous. It's so hard to know who to bench. So Trent, for those that are listening as opposed to watching, Trent away at Brentford, Gabriel on a home to Villa. I've then got Robinson and Aina. So Robinson away at Leicester, again, could quite easily keep a clean sheet. Aina at home to Southampton.
Yeah, you got to play Aina for sure. You got to play.
I've got to play Aina. I'm expecting it. So it's Robinson or Saliba or João Pedro, and I've got to start. And where do you go there? Just to finish off the rest of the squad, and then you can answer that question, Maze. Palmer at home to Wolves, Bruno Fernandes at home to Brighton, Salah away at Brentford, and Sarr, who's finally got an attacker return for us both, mate, today. Bang! Away at West Ham. And then up front, the man himself, Isaac, the man on form. Probably going to take the captain's armband, as I say. And then Delap at home to City. I'm probably going to play Delap. City seem defensively are all over the place. I know they got a couple of wins in them, but they're statistically the 16th worst defense in the league over the last 14 Premier League games. That's not a bad. It's not just a bad run. There's something fundamentally wrong with their defense, and as a result, I'm quite happy to go with Delap. He's also a penalty taker.
Ipswich.
Who would you play?
No, Ipswich. Like, it's not based on his facts, but they just look quite good as well, attacking at home to me. So I agree.
He's going to get a hat trick tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he'll do a Jimenez and have 2 penalties in a game.
I'll do. I'll take him. I'll take the points wherever they come.
I probably agree with your starting defenders. There's a debate Robinson versus Saliba, but I think I kind of like tend to agree. I'd probably start Pedro over Sarr.
Over Sarr, yeah. Not over Robinson or over Gabriel. Not over Gabriel. I'm only kidding.
No.
Over Robinson, no.
Yeah, don't get blinded by Robinson getting 2 like phantom assists.
It was ridiculous. That's it. So it's
yeah. Your debate is Robinson versus Sarr versus Pedro, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
if you're going to bench one, you're saying Sarr.
Solid squad that you've got assembled here. I think it's going to.
But it's frustrating because you end up with positions like him in this week, where Robinson on the bench 2 assists, Rodgers on the bench got an assist as well. So it's a frustrating one as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you're keen to make it even better by moving out Saliba for Hall, so you've got another defender benching.
And then I'm not going to do that, by the way. And this squad screams to me roll. the fact that I'm struggling to know who to start tells me it's a roll week.
Honestly, if you want Wood though, you go Saliba to Mikalenko and then João Pedro to Wood.
Yeah, but then who do I play? I'm not playing Wood. Oh, he's got Southampton, hasn't he? Who do I bench? Sarr and Robinson.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to roll. That's going to be my move. And then for me, I've just noted another week to dodge Salah as the captain. Same as game week 21 between Palmer and Isaac, but I'll be on Isaac. I'll be Isaac captain. But yeah, what would you do if you've got my team? I'm assuming from the sounds of what you're saying there, you're the time to earn your money that I don't pay you. You've got this squad. From the sounds of it, you're thinking it's a roll, but you play Pedro.
Most weeks is don't do anything. A lot of the times it would work in your favour. Mostly, this game, like this actual game with game week 21, when you got rid of Semenyo, I think I was in favour of getting rid of him. To be fair, but yeah, that's an easy roll. And then, what are you doing in 23?
23.
You got your choice.
Depends which way I play it, right?
You got to decide whether you're doing your arse man shit.
Exactly. That's it. If I'm not playing that, so you'll know in 23 what I'm doing, because I'll either bring in Jota, Diaz, Gakpo, and I'll have 3 transfers, won't I? So I don't know how I'm going to get there. I might have to sell. This is it. You put yourself in a position. So I'll have to sell Saliba down, and then upgrade Sarr. Or if I go for Gakpo, upgrade a Pedro. So those
you're in a great position. I'd be going Saliba down to Mikalenko and then someone else out, and then Sarr. I'll be trying to get Sarr to Diaz.
I think I can do that in 2 moves. I'm pretty sure.
Saliba's not doing any. Saliba's just an irritation for you at the moment because you've got all these other good defenders, right? So like, into Mikalenko is so easy for you to make, and I think Diaz fits your structure better because Sarr is going to be a problem quite quickly when the fixtures. No, he hasn't been great, and then he's not any.
Jota.
So, I think Diaz is the one for your structure.
Over Jota, I might just hold and see what happens with Jota.
What, to 24?
Yeah, no, get him in 23. Potentially, but I need to decide what chip I'm playing. If I'm playing the chip at all.
It's just like Gakpo. I don't think is necessarily an upgrade over any of your strikers. Medium term.
Yeah.
We got 90-minute people when they're fit and on penalties, all of them. And Gakpo is 60-minute person, not anything. So Sarr is just going to be a problem. So I think like Saliba down to probably Mikalenko and then Sarr to Jota or Diaz is the move that works best for your team.
So I'll either do that or I'll roll it. I might roll it again, play the assistant manager chip, and then still do Saliba to Mikalenko, but in 24. And then decide if I want to bring in any other Arsenal players. Not Arsenal players, sorry, Everton players. Because I'll have 4 transfers.
That wealth of options. Ndie, Calvert-Lewin, Decore, McNeil.
Duncan Ferguson, David Unsworth, Coleman. Back with the days when you wanted Seamus Coleman in your squad, by the way. That was good times when you were like, I need to get an Everton defender in. Leighton Baines, Seamus Coleman, get these guys in. Baines, because he was on pins. What a steal that was, defender on penalties.
Free kicks.
I know you're...
All set pieces,
I know you're very keen to potentially get in Calvert-Lewin, mate.
We're gonna have very different teams by game week 24, which is kind of interesting. Like we'll be going in very different directions. Yeah. So my team, if you skip back to it, like I want to keep it for the double game week, and it probably makes sense to go for Pickford, slightly cheaper, and I think there's probably the upside of like additional saves there. So I'd probably go for kind of Pickford, who is more expensive, but be in for Flecken. So I'm hoping he holds his price a little bit. Just like that, there's a bit of a price differential. Saliba, I think, is going to Canate. Like Robinson's there at 5.9, but it's not doing much from an attacking point of view, and is getting subbed very early. Like Canate, I think you might as well go for the cheapest nailed option there if you're going between the two. Then I could just move Colwell to Mikalenko and just be there. I kind of like him as option, and I probably think that they're defensively better than attacking point of view. But yeah, the alternative is Sarr to Decore, or if he's fit, McNeil. I think I obviously prefer. Yeah. We've got a couple of games to see how they look at. Like Decore could be great under Moyes, but all things considered, if McNeil is fit, I'd prefer to go for McNeil. And then Calvert-Lewin starting again. Yeah, I can bring in Stewart then. I can just afford that, so I might be priced out of that. But like, if I can afford that, I think that's quite nice, and I can get to there with free transfers.
Yeah. Are you happy about it? I don't feel like you are.
It's just like, it's just you probably just want the most explosive Liverpool 3, right? Konate is certainly not that.
Yeah.
And I kind of hate bringing in a Decore or McNeil for Sarr. But,
well, I think we looked last week, didn't we? Does Sarr's fixtures turn pretty poor from 24?
Yeah, 24 onwards, they're bad. Like, so yeah.
It's a nice space to get on.
So I'm going for all the cheap options, but does mean I've got 3 players from both those teams. So yeah.
So there's some good news. Gabriel has now officially on the FPL app been given the assist for Arsenal's first goal.
I think I would have preferred to get the goal. Would you?
Yeah, I would have. But at least it's 3 points that he's got there. Shame it wasn't Saliba, but yeah, 3 points he's been given. Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that the two teams are go different. It keeps it interesting, right? So, see how it ends up. Well, that, mate, brings us to the end. I know we've still got games ongoing.
Yeah,
so we'll see how we fare.
Apologies to anyone listening. I think we've been distracted when things just pop up in the background.
Yeah, I do appreciate FOMO with all of his updates as well, mate. I appreciate. Thank you very much for doing that. Good of you to have done so. But yeah, that's how we end up. What's that again?
Are Wolves going to get a goal? Probably not.
I hope so. As long as it's not Cunha. He's come on at half time.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Kind of need it. Yeah, kind of need him not to do anything, just to make my subs my transfers feel a little bit better. If he ends up on 1 point, I then need Bruno and Delap to get 13 points combined tomorrow to make it worth my time.
Before we close it, let's do a little live rank. Where you are? I reckon you've had a nice little captaincy bump.
No W. No worries. I'll figure it out. So I was being slow there, FOMO. Apologies for that. So yeah, what did I drop to? 100 and let's go back to this one. Let's see where we've all ended up throughout the day. So I was at 100 and a big drop to 196 from my original 116. I don't think I'll have gone back up that high, but I am currently at. I've got you. Annoyingly. So you are.
Well, I was 650 going into the start of this. I'm now down to 730.
Oh yeah, has that gone up?
No, yeah, I've lost rank again. Why is that? Hall is on for bonus. Hall is on for 2 bonus. No way.
Oh, is he? I've not made up that much room, mate. I've come in a little bit, but I'm still 11, despite the captain. I'm still 11 points off safety.
Rogers is like 32% owned. Hall is obviously 42% owned on 8 points at the moment. Henderson and Muniz both 12 and 11. So yeah, highly owned players. Gordon getting a breakaway goal with it from assist from Hall now will be the killer.
It would, absolutely. But as the good news, mate, you've got 2 differentials playing tomorrow. Gordon 3-0 FOMO doesn't lie. I think Gordon scored. He has as well. Gordon's got a goal.
Fucking hell.
And it's probably a whole assist, isn't it?
It's an Isaac assist.
It's an Isaac assist. That'll do. That'll do me. At least I get something from it.
Needs to get a red arrow eventually, right?
Yeah.
Number
I mean, you've got two tomorrow, right? You've got Pedro potentially.
I expect Pedro to be benched. I'm expecting him to be benched and come on for 20 minutes as right back.
Imagine. Well, who have you got on your bench? Colwell. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't really matter to you.
This would be a dreadful day of
FPL. Poor. There's nobody that can really hurt you.
Face calm, and it's like
I'm trying to get
90. What's he getting? 19 points or something?
4, 8, 10, 16 he'll get. Only brings good news. Thank you, Foman. But yeah, I suppose the point I'm trying to make is we might be on a red. You're not that far off a green, by the way. You're only 4 points off it. And if you think about tomorrow, we'll see if Pedro's plays. But if Pedro starts, and Bruno is going to start, right? Who have you got playing tomorrow that can really hurt your rank for United, Brighton, Ipswich, Southampton? You've got the key players,
would hurt my feelings.
And they're all differentials.
The lap doing well would hurt my feelings.
But it won't hurt your rank. Nobody owns them, part this mug. It's only me that's really got hold of them. So you know what I mean. So I suppose that you've got the key players for tomorrow. We both have. I've got the same two as you, and then Delap on top. But we might be down, Matt, but we're not out. Is the point I'm making? There is time yet. I am shocked that I'm still that far behind. When I picked a captain that's got 16 points, I'm shocked I haven't made up more ground.
I reckon you just got to click refresh and it'll be all right.
I don't think so. Not with Gordon getting a goal.
Gordon might have kicked out Hall from the bonus.
For anybody listening, by the way, I'm allowed to say Scouse prick because I'm a Scouser. That's the rules. I'm allowed to call them it. It's not racist when you are one. Now still 11 off, mate.
Wow, Gordon's getting 10 points.
My rank. Yeah, I'm down to 162k. Killer Hall's down to 1 bonus.
It don't even make much of a difference at this end. Oh God,
mate! Honestly, I'm looking at it, right? I'm looking at it genuinely. I know. I tried to see the positive in everything, but you're 4 points off. I think you're 4 points off. I'll have to have a look again. You were 4 points off with two differentials to play. I'm 11 points off with 3 differentials
12 points
to play.
Off now. 12.
You're 12 off.
Yeah.
But with 2 differentials to play. Thanks for sticking with us, FOMO. I'm assuming it's you in the chat, mates. I know we're chatting shit, but thanks for sticking it out. How's your team doing, mate? Out of interest. Let us know. But you're 12 off. But you've got your mate. When Bruno Fernandes smashes in 15 points, you'll be sound. You'll be sound.
Oh, man.
You're just annoyed about Isaac, aren't you?
Like, Isaac's not harming me. It's Hall, it's Gordon, it's Rogers, it's every highly owned player doing bits.
Points.
No way.
Time, mate.
Calvert Lewin will bring it back in a couple of weeks.
If that's who you're playing, you're sweating buckets on a clean sheet of points. I mean, who have you got in the defence? FOMO. You know what? I'll just look.
I think it's time to do it. It's time to do a post on X, and it's like, that the whole clean sheet is locked in.
Yeah, Renty, well done, Newcastle player owners. So, man, going into this game week, me and FOMO are on the same points.
Eze just got an assist as well.
He's got. Oh man, I tell you so. There's the defence. Eze assist. Here's the points for FOMO. Henderson and Munoz, double Palace clean sheet. He had Robinson for 2 assists, and he's got Lewis Hall. That's flying.
Wow.
As I assist, Guy goal for Palace.
Yeah.
Interest.
Eze
In there.
is fairly. He's owned quite a lot, and so yeah, I think anyone over 10% is smashing it.
Is owned by 8.8% of the game.
It's been a bit too dramatic and pessimistic there.
I thought they'd be higher, if I'm honest. Oh
Yeah,
man, 14 points on my bench. Ah well, I'm depressed. That's depressed me. I thought today was going to go better than it has.
Well,
Killer.
it can get worse when Fernandez blanks tomorrow. So
I still think I'll make up rank, even if all three players get 2 points. I think I'll make up rank because nobody's got 3 to play, surely, other than me. And and there's no real high owned players that can hurt me. So I say that maybe Ahmad. Maybe Ahmad.
Ahmad Brace.
Yeah, that's the one. Ahmad could kill me. We'll see tomorrow. Well, I started on a high. I'm ended on a negative, Matt. We'll pick up.
Sorry for
Clean sheet,
we could have
Wipeout.
finished it nice. We could have finished nice. And I was like, let's check our live ranks. Oh, Gordon scored.
Oh, hang on.
Eze's assist.
Hang on a minute. Newcastle might have conceded. Or is he taking? You said no lies, FOMO. I hope you're not taking the piss. Clean sheet, Wipeout.
Bueno scored for Wolves.
Goal rule out. It's ruled out. Ball hit him on the hand before it turned home, and Bar ruled it out. There you go. There's another positive to end on, mate. On that note, I'll catch you next week. We'll see how game week 21 goes, team week 22 goes. We'll have a double return on Matt versus Dave, and we'll all have the same back five as FOMO does.
Yeah, spot on.
Make a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, good chatting. Best of luck for coming game week, and yeah, good luck to everyone else as well.
Hi, thank you very much, FOMO. Love you, man. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for giving us the updates. We'll hopefully catch you next week, and anybody else that's been watching as well. See you next week. Me and Matt will catch up at some point. We'll work it out between us, but it'll be ahead of game week 23 as we really look at what chips we're going to play ahead of potential game week 24, if any, and what players we focus on from Liverpool and Everton. But until then, may your arrows forever be green. All the best, and catch you on the next one.